So EVO is the event I go to every year, which reminds me why I love my job. It's really fighting games, their heart and soul at its finest.
Available for free, and most importantly, all post-launch gameplay content will be earnable by playing the game for free. What do you guys think?
One of the things that you guys revealed yesterday was free DLC. Unpack that a little bit for me. What do we talk about when we say free DLC?
So Street Fighter V is a game that learns from all of the previous iterations in the Street Fighter franchise, and that's both in terms of gameplay and how we're going to manage our content. And last time around for Street Fighter IV, it was necessary for us to continually update the game, but we didn't do it in a way that I think was in the player's best interest. So now that we're hitting the reset button with Street Fighter V, we're trying to do things right from the beginning. So we have a much more player-friendly model. This is going to be the first Street Fighter game that you do not have to pay for any sort of patch upgrades, or you're never forced to buy an upgrade pack. And it's the first Street Fighter game where all future DLC character content or anything that can affect the outcome of a match will now be earnable by playing the game. So we have two types of currency. We've got fight money and we've got Zenny. If you play the game a bunch, you're going to collect some fight money. You can use that to earn new characters after they come out. If you want to speed that process up, you can purchase some Zenny. And all in all, if you play the game, you're going to get rewarded for it. And this is going to be a way of really growing Street Fighter over time. We never chop our player pool up or require you to purchase an upgrade. I think it's going to be a great decision for our fans.
Now, what does that mean? You're going to go online, you're going to grind. If you get 10 win streak, you get fight money that you can go and then unlock Ken, or I mean, how does that actually translate to the game?
Yeah, so we're still working out exactly what's going to earn you fight money and what's not going to. Additionally, we're also working out the time frame it's going to take to earn a new character after they come out. But we want to reward players who are engaged with the game. There's going to be opportunities both in single player and online. So if you continually play, you'll be able to make your fight money. You can save that up, and then when a new character drops, you can use that to potentially purchase that character.
Now, Matt, again, you're saying that you can either grind and get the character, or you can, if you want to expedite the process, spend a little bit of money. I have to imagine there's still going to be paid DLC with respects to cosmetics and other things?
Definitely. So kind of our rule with the game is anything that can affect the outcome of a match needs to be earnable with fight money. So if a dedicated player just wants the gameplay experience, doesn't care about the costumes or anything that's ancillary, that they are able to play dedicated, they can be a dedicated player and unlock the content when it comes out. We will have cosmetic DLC. Some of it will be earnable, some of it will be paid. We're still working out those details as well, but the main thing is we wanted to tell everybody that we're transitioning to a service-based model, and the model is going to work in their best interest in the long run.
Now, why make that change, though? Because are you guys drawing inspiration from other games? Is it a tiered release, or is it for this game, these are these characters, but in, say, 2 years when we do the next iteration of the game, there's new characters? Or how's that going to work if you guys are abandoning that old model of now it's Super, now it's Arcade Edition, and now it's Ultra?
Yeah, so I mean, we are paying attention to other popular competitive games that are out there, and we've kind of have a bit of a reputation for our Super and our Ultra upgrades. So both of those combined had us come up with this new business model, and basically it is a retail purchase. So you purchase the game, you get your 16 characters. It is a full product, but we plan to continually update it over time. And so there's kind of elements that you would get from something like a MOBA, where if you keep playing the game, you can get the next character when it comes out. Did I catch the question there?
Yeah, I mean, you said that there's going to be, at the panel yesterday, you mentioned there'll be 16 characters at launch?
Yeah.
So the game comes out, I immediately have access to those 16 characters?
Yeah, definitely.
So then it's the future iterations that I won't have to pay for any characters, I'll be able to unlock them.
Correct. I mean, when the game drops, there's not going to be another character available that you can unlock, because it is post-launch content that you can unlock with fight money. So the 16 character roster is the core of Street Fighter V. That's the initial offering. We feel like it is a good balanced roster where every character that's going to be put into it is very individualized and very unique. And it will be a full experience for sure.
The other thing that I find very interesting is you guys say you want to make it more accessible, easy to learn, difficult to master. Why is it important for you guys to make it more accessible and have more of a mass appeal?
So it's all about growth. So I'm a firm believer in the potential of fighting games. They're extremely exciting. There's a long legacy of tournament history and amazing, exceptional players that are out there. I believe there's a lot more people out there that can enjoy that and be passionate about this as a hobby. The game previously, the iterations of Street Fighter were very difficult to get into, and we still need to take care of that audience, but we still need to provide an experience that's more inviting for newcomers and an atmosphere where people can learn and people can grow. And that's really what our campaign is all about for Street Fighter V. It's about Rise Up. I hate it when I hear people say, I just can't play fighting games. You do have the power in you to do it. It is very fun. I've seen disabled people, like Broly Legs is a huge inspiration for me. He's able to play just using his tongue. He's disabled. But he still does that because he's passionate about the game and he wanted to learn it. Anyone can play Street Fighter. You can rise up to the occasion, and Street Fighter V is the game to do it.
Let's take a step back here to the Street Fighter 25th anniversary. I told you I had the privilege of being one of the volunteers in the Austin event, the one that launched it. Was the Street Fighter 25th anniversary, I mean, it's different from the Capcom Cup in that you guys were putting on your own events. Was that a, let's test the waters and see if we can start to establish some kind of a league, or was the result of that an inspiration to start the Capcom Cup?
Good question. So that was like the first time that we were experimenting with esports or getting more involved with the competitive scene on a deeper level. The main purpose behind that was both to do something really special for the fans, because it was the 25th anniversary. It was also used to help promote Street Fighter Cross Tekken when it came out. Our first time around was a very big learning experience for us. It was incredible the way that everything worked, but it was not something that, as a company with our team size, that we were able to really sustain over time. And it wasn't something that really paid homage to the existing scene that was out there. There's all these tournaments that already exist with these tournament organizers that pour their soul into these events, and here we are just running our own on top of them. It just wasn't the correct strategy. So next time around, what we did was, we're like, look, we want to use all of these tournament organizers and take what's best about the fighting game scene, then we want to tell a better story throughout the course of the year. And instead of making all of these events compete against each other, have everyone work together to be a part of the Capcom Pro Tour. And ever since we've been established, we've gotten exceptional feedback from our fans. We've seen stream numbers on the rise. Our claim of increasing prize pools has definitely come true. We've got $500,000 of prize money up on the line this year, so we're off to a good start, and Street Fighter V hasn't even dropped yet, and once Street Fighter V comes, I think we're in for a wild ride.
You know, there was at the beginning of that sense, it's like, oh, they're going to come in, it's going to become a little more corporate, they're going to take, you know, a little bit of the luster from what we're doing, but you guys showed deference. I mean, the Capcom Cup is on the complete opposite end of the year. What have the TOs said to you in respect to that? I mean, it looks like you guys are giving a lot of love to EVO, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're just getting started, and part of the principle of, or one of the principles of the Capcom Pro Tour is we want to put together a structure that provides opportunity to everybody involved. So that means our players, that means our tournament organizers. So things are a little bit better for them this time around than it was just doing it on their own and having their own business. But we will continue to help support them and provide them opportunities. It's really tough work being a tournament organizer, and it's often thankless work. So those people are the ones that really help their community survive, and they help their community grow. And those are people that we definitely need to take care of.
Let's talk Sony for a second. That was I mean, we have interviews with Justin Wong saying he spit out his drink when he heard the 500K. Talk a little bit about that partnership, how that came to be, and where that might be headed.
So we love working with Sony. I think they are the perfect partner for Street Fighter V. They share the same vision for the growth potential in the fighting game space. And they also are making all the correct moves to make sure that the PS4 is the home of fighting games. So we have a very deep partnership. It's more than just marketing promotions. So we meet on a regular basis. They help us out on the development side of things for implementing things like cross-platform play. They're also helping us amplify our efforts with the Capcom Pro Tour, and we're just getting started. Street Fighter V is not a game that's just going to launch and then disappear. It's a game that's going to launch, and it's going to be growing throughout the cycle of PS4. So we're going to be good friends for a considerable amount of time.
Now, you say home of fighting games, not home of Street Fighter V. Can we expect other Capcom products, fighting game products, to be exclusive to PS4?
I can't say anything about exclusive to PS4. I can say as a company, we are very focused on the fighting game space, and right now we're focused on our premier franchise, and we want to get that right. And if we get this one right, it's going to pave the room, make room for new opportunities to come in the future. So let's focus on Street Fighter V, make sure it's a great success, and then hopefully we can bring back some other franchises.
Oh yeah, like what? Maybe Darkstalkers? We've been hearing about that one for a while.
I shouldn't say it as a fact, but I mean, like, if fighting games are successful, that means it, as a company, we'll continue to invest in them, and it can provide more and new opportunities for players.
You know, speaking of the players, you guys, as almost as a point of pride, mentioned that you take the community feedback very seriously. It plays a huge role. What are some of those things specifically that you could point out that you said, okay, we heard you, let's do this, or we're doing this?
So I think when all is said and done with our roster, I think people are going to be pretty happy when they see the final results. So that's one thing. I mean, probably the biggest, so for our team, we were very involved in Ultra Street Fighter 4 and did a lot of work in collecting fan feedback. And then when the Event Pubs poll came out that they voted what the most balanced iteration of Street Fighter 4 was, when they all voted Ultra Street Fighter 4, that was a pretty good accomplishment for the team. And it was all because we opened up a line of communication with our fans, and we took that feedback and put it in the game. So, I mean, our fans are why we do this. So Street Fighter is nothing without the fans that have the passion for the brand and passion to play the game. So we definitely value their opinion. It's our jobs to try to live up to their expectations, and hopefully we're going to do them very proud with Street Fighter V.
Now, on the flip side, what are some of those things where you just need to say, just hold up, believe in us, we're not going to do what you're asking for because of X, Y, or Z?
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at everyone's feedback, there's definitely common trends, and there's definitely outliers that come with that, and you have to kind of look at the big picture and try and strike a balance that's going to hit the largest base. So it's difficult to please everybody. Everyone always has a lot of ideas, but we'd rather still hear them and then allow us to make the decision and do the filtering, and then hopefully we come up with a good medium that's going to please a very large audience.
Let's talk Street Fighter V beta.
Okay.
When I first heard online only, I was like, dang, I was looking forward to playing with my buddies, you know. Of course you still can, you just got to do it online.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the importance of it being an online. Obviously you guys are collecting data, but you know, let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, so online is the future of Street Fighter. In order for it to really take off, we have to have a best-in-class online experience. So we're starting very early this time. We're running a multi-phase beta campaign, and the primary purpose of this is to refine our online infrastructure. So we're allowing people to get their hands on it very early. Our game is still probably 7-8 months away, so it is still very early in development. But we needed people to play online because we need to collect that data and use that data to help us refine our netcode. So we're running off of our proprietary Kagemusha netcode. It's our own rollback technology. We expect it to be very good, and I can't wait to start playing the beta and test it for myself, and work with us. If we collect your feedback and tell us what your experience was like, that gives us more and more information to refine it and make sure that it's perfect when it comes out.
You know, still, I wonder, are you guys a slave to waiting for internet to get better? You know, in Austin, Texas, where we're based out of, we're about to get Google Fiber.
Yeah.
Are you guys banking on that being something that becomes more widespread, or you're that confident in this new netcode that you won't have to rely on things of that nature?
I mean, we definitely welcome any advances in internet technology that makes the gameplay experience better. But I still feel like as a company we have room to improve over what we've provided before, and that's where our focus is. We want to make the best possible product, do the best job we can so that it's a game that works with the widest audience that's out there. And we really believe online is the future, and we need to invest in this and make sure that that experience is top-notch.
I hear what you're saying. I am talking to the esports guy here from Capcom. The future of esports as far as online events. Is that something that Street Fighter V is going to invest in, or the Capcom team is going to invest in, online tournaments?
So we'll be talking later this year about how we're going to handle Capcom Pro Tour for next year, but I will say that online is a very important component, and we want to make sure that the Capcom Pro Tour provides opportunity to all different player types that are out there. So a lot of people can't make it out to events. It would be great for them to be able to have a way to play online and still be a part of the action. So those are definitely conversations that we're having internally. We're working out those plans, and we'll have some exciting new news to share in the near future.
You know, you hear Sony partnering. Here at this event, you see Red Bull sponsoring. Compared to 2009 to now, I would imagine a lot of people are more interested in getting in on this. Personally, when I compare what fighting games bring to an audience compared to other esports, I think it's a no-brainer. What's happening on the business side of things? People are trying to get in on it and say, hey, pay more attention to you guys, or?
Definitely. So we do have a sponsorship business based off of Capcom, the Capcom Pro Tour. And that is I believe that's very important for our growth. So the happier our sponsors are, the more funds we have to be able to provide opportunity to players. So we're always out there. I know Mad Catz has been a huge supporter of us throughout the years. So they're a premium sponsor of ours. Turtle Beach as well. They were also a sponsor last year. Yeah, we're continuing to grow. We think that's very important, and it's going to be something we focus on in the future.
I won't make you promise this, but is it likely that the prize pools will continue to grow as throughout the lifespan of Street Fighter V?
That is definitely our ambition, for sure.
Anecdotally, when Street Fighter IV was going to launch on PS4, all my buddies on our Facebook fighting game groups are like, oh man, this is the day I'm going to buy my PS4.
Yeah.
That launched. And then by the end of that day, in less than 24 hours, my friend's like, I think I'm going to hold off on buying my PS4. What was that day like at Capcom? I know you guys have gone through great pains to rectify that, but you know, that was a hiccup.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're in game development, you're going to experience your fair share of hiccups. It's not the first that the team has been through, and it's not going to be the last. But what was important was that both Sony and Capcom got together and they addressed the issue as fast as possible. And within a month, almost all of the issues that people were complaining about are now resolved, and we're excited to say that it is the definitive version of the game. So we appreciate our fans that stuck by us. Apologies that it was a bumpy start. Sometimes it's difficult for us to tell it's going to be a bumpy start. But either way, as long as we're dedicated to the product and we stick with it and we continue to work on it until it's of top-notch quality, that's what matters in the long run. And right now, we've got a lot of people playing Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PS4. It's thanks to Sony's efforts for putting that opportunity together. And as such, we're going to be migrating over the Capcom Pro Tour to PS4 starting right after EVO.
Last question. How do you modify a character like T-Hawk so that he fits into the Street Fighter V roster?
That is a fantastic question for Peter, but unfortunately he's not here with us today. So,
yeah, he's not going to be in the game, is he?
I mean, my lips are sealed for the roster. People can ask me any types of questions, but it's all about the hype when it drops. So I don't want to ruin that for people in the future. We're going to have an exciting new character announcement at the EVO finals. So just later today, we got a lot more to come. So everybody get hyped.